the word that sparked. Soren lived in the valley of verbs and the plains of punctuation. In his world, every thought had to be wrapped in long, winding sentences and tied with a heavy period. He spent his days carrying heavy scrolls of furthermores and notwithstandings. Soren often felt left behind. Before he could finish saying, "I believe it is quite possible that I might be feeling a bit hungry," the lunch bell had already stopped ringing. He felt buried under the weight of his own words. One afternoon, a bright flash of color zapped past the library window. "Hey!" a voice cried out. Soren blinked and dropped his inkwell. He had never heard a word so short, so sharp, and so full of life. The visitor was Zap. She didn't use long, dusty sentences. She carried a bag full of glowing sparks called Interjections. These, she explained to Soren as she landed, are the shortcuts of the soul. They are the sounds the heart makes before the brain can catch up. Zap reached into her bag and pulled out a small, shimmering, "Oh!" She handed it to Soren. He held it in his palm. It felt warm and surprisingly light. He didn't need a whole paragraph to show he was surprised. He just needed this. Suddenly, the sky turned a brilliant shade of purple as a giant striped balloon drifted down from the clouds. It was the most magnificent thing Soren had ever seen. Zap pointed her finger and jumped into the air. "Look!" she shouted with a grin. Soren ran to join her, his heart racing. Together, they reached for the dangling string. "Wow," Soren whispered. As he said it, the word felt like a tiny bird taking flight from his tongue, lifting his spirits higher than the clouds. But as the balloon soared, the wind shifted. A sudden gust sent the balloon spinning, and Soren lost his grip. He tumbled through the air and landed with a soft thud on a patch of oversized clover. He felt a bit silly and a little bit sore. Zap rushed over, her bag of sparks trailing light behind her. She reached out to help him stand. Soren looked at his grass-stained knees and let out a little giggle. "Oops," he said, then added a louder, "Ouch!" He realized he didn't need to explain his fall. Those little words said it all. Now Soren still visits the Valley of Verbs, but he doesn't get lost in the long sentences anymore. He keeps his favorite interjections tucked in his pocket, ready to brighten the world with a hooray whenever the moment feels just right.